I want to show you something. I want to share something with you. So, this is a pine tree in our yard. Beautiful, thick pine tree. The biggest tree in our yard. So many branches, so strong and so thick. And it used to be the kids' favorite tree to climb on when they were little. And this is what happened last week. So as you can see, this is the big, thick tree. And at the base, it snapped. And one of its branches, huge, lush, healthy branch, just fell down. And it crushed the neighbor's fence. And it was completely, nobody even knew it happened. It was such a big, beautiful tree, and it just fell silently. And you know, it was very, very healthy and very lush, but what happened, it was just too heavy for itself. The load was too heavy, and we didn't realize it, and the neighbor didn't realize it. There was no indication, there was no sound, no noise, and it just fell in silence. And you know, it made me think of something, made me reflect, and it made me think of anorexia. And it made me think of how close I was to falling down in silence like this tree, and how important it is to speak up. And you know, I thought of how alone I was in this, you know, undiagnosed anorexia, but even more so, the 3 years that brought me to the brink of death. You know, the silence, it was almost like a place. It was like this prison that I was locked in by myself. And that silence, that place, it's really what nearly killed me. And, you know, the silence is this key, this cardinal ingredient in anorexia that enables anorexia to thrive. And you know, I was reflecting, and I was thinking how lucky I am to have been able to beat this disease, you know, to be able to break the silence and to be able to fight and battle. You know, it was a grueling battle, and it took a huge mental effort and physical effort to do it. It took a lot of strength, and but you know, it's a battle that not everybody come back from, and to have been able to survive it, the odds were just completely against me. For living with this disease for such a long time, for 30 years, undiagnosed, and the length of it, and the way my body was. So not everybody has the privilege to come back from it the way I did. And so I thought how important it is to speak up and not stay in the chains of shame and embarrassment. And you know, sometimes we carry such heavy loads on us alone, and they become just too heavy for ourselves, just like this tree. And all too often, people just fall down in silence and alone. And you know, how so many of us carry these burdens completely alone. And So, I wanted to remind people that speaking up, it's a team effort. I always say it takes a village to recover. And it's not just about anorexia. It's about really anything, any mental health. It's there's the part of for us to speak up and share and not let ourselves fall down in silence. But it's also on us as society to create safe spaces for people to feel like they can speak up and they can share and withhold judgment and just accept one another and be there for one another with open arms, whatever it is that they struggle with, and create this conversation around these topics and lift the shame, this veil of shame around mental health. Because really silence just kills. And so, we need to keep practicing this and keep getting better at being there for one another and lifting the taboo over mental health topics so that people they feel safe and welcome to share. And I just wanted to remind people you're not alone and you don't have to fall in silence like this tree. So just a reminder, and I hope everybody's going to have a beautiful weekend, and keep speaking up, keep sharing. Love to you all.